has to change. I guess that is something that's needed. Yeah, it's needed. And there's another thing I would like to ask you, doctor, is that we see that if you talk of, even if we come across a person, you know, who's feeling suicidal, we refrain from saying that, are you suicidal? And with a fear that we might put a thought into that person's mind.
Yes.
So what do you
Yes, in fact, again, this is another thing that's coming up in our programs. And when we ask people, like, you know, suppose now someone comes to the point they're actually talking about helplessness, you know, and they're saying it out, you know, oh, it's over for me, you know, I can't handle it anymore. And they use words like this and they say, probably it's better if I die. Or we feel that no, it's not the right thing to go and ask them directly, are you feeling suicidal, or are you feeling that yes, you want to die? And this idea does come in that yes, we are putting in ideas in their mind, and it's absolutely, it's a myth. No, we are not. In fact, if I come and ask someone, are you feeling suicidal, and he's not, he'll laugh at me. He'll say, what are you talking about? But for someone who's actually feeling it, he'd feel relieved that someone understands him, someone identifies with what's going on with him, and it's kind of it's a catharsis that happens for him. You know, it's a relief for him. This thing, we see it even when we do our programs, and like when we go to schools and colleges and we say, can we have the suicide prevention program? And there are a few of them who will help, you know, welcome us with open arms. And there are some say, oh my God, we don't want to have a suicide prevention program in our school. We'll be putting ideas into the students' mind. I said, in what way? It's a myth. They say if you start talking about suicide, the person will actually start thinking about it. Yes, in our programs, we do not talk about methods. We do not talk about statistics. But yes, we do tell them that it is a preventable condition. There is help. Please take help. Yeah.
So that's very important, and I think it's one of the major myths that, you know, we come across. Yeah. And can we talk about some warning signs, doctor, that we you know, see in people? And if someone, you know, if you're looking at from prevention point of view, you know, we should be aware of those warning signs, those you know, alerts that, okay, these are the warning signs I should catch on. And you know, what are those warning signs that one should be aware of? Like
the doctor has said, hopelessness and despair, which would lead a person to withdraw from friends and family, the depression, maybe things like giving away things, which is a sure sign of that a person is contemplating suicide, giving away prized possessions, or you know, even making a will, or you know, things like that. So these are some of the signs which.
And besides, I think talking about it.
Yes,
they actually give those signals that
80% who have tried to end, 80% of people who have actually tried to end their life have spoken about it, have told people I want to do it. Sometimes they even tell them what they're planning on doing. But it has not been picked up. So this is, I think, the greatest warning sign, no? And even as you said earlier, even if someone is just manipulating, you think it's manipulation. You know, if you don't give to me, I will do something to myself. If you don't give me a bike or a mobile, I think this is also another warning sign. We do not know whether the person is manipulating us, but he might do it. So we need to look at it that that person has a faulty coping strategy, and we need to deal with at least.
And there's a possibility that in that impulse he might actually do it.
He might actually do it. Yes.
And if, you know, somebody comes across these warning signs, he sees that somebody is, you know, he feels that somebody is, he's seeing these warning signs in a person, what are the steps that he should be taking? I mean, the person who would like to help, what are the steps he should take?
I think the first thing is to take it seriously. You know, just take it seriously and listen. You know, I think Ria brought it out very, very nicely that people want to be heard, but we are not there. Listen. Don't judge the person for what he's trying to say. Even it might be totally different from your point of view, your perspective, but just listen to that person. And I think the second thing is then to assess the risk. You know, assess, because the risk could come in various. Not everyone who talks about suicide is going to commit suicide at that moment. You know, so sometimes it's just talking about it. So he would be like level number 1. Sometimes he talks about it, and he's got a plan. Okay, so that would be level number 2. And the third thing, he talks about it, he's got a plan, and he's got the means. So that would be level number 3. So depending on the level, you know, we need to look at it. Now, if it's a student, like if it's Ria, I would say first listen, and if you feel you're not equipped to deal with it, refer.
Refer.
Refer
I think that's one of the most important things. Yeah.
Refer immediately, you know. Refer to your student counselor, refer to your principal, your teacher, talk to your parents about it, and if needed, yes, take him to a mental health professional. So I think that becomes one of the core things that need to be done.
They could even call up the crisis helpline.
They could call up the crisis helpline.
Ask for advice, for referrals.
Yes, they could call up the crisis helpline. And sometimes medication is indicated, because when the person actually comes in, you say, oh my God, this person had a psychological problem, he had a psychiatric illness, and which is treatable.
Yeah.
The thing is, these are modifiable problems, you know.
Yeah.
And if you just catch them early,
it's much easier.
It's much easier,
All the time. Talking about prevention, doctor, what do you think? In what way can we prevent, you know, this happening in our state?
The basic thing is to be perceptive and to listen, not just hear.
Colleges or school areas, what do you think? In what way we can, you know, bring about this awareness?
Maybe have programs related to counseling. Make counseling option available to students. Popularize counseling in colleges. Have mentors for students. You know, which could every 5 students probably 1 teacher, or even maybe a senior student as a mentor. That could be one of the options.
And I think you are one of those, you know, educationists who have brought this in the, you know, colleges, and I would like you to share that, you know, how it has been.
Thanks to the government, we have a person coming in every twice every week, a counselor, because the government has become perceptive to counseling now. And thanks to doctor, we have a stress buster club in our college today. I think we were the first college to start a stress buster club, and we have various activities for them, including things like Zumba and other things, which really help them in getting rid of the anxieties and worries. And also various things, how to prepare for exams, how to prepare for interviews, you know, things like that.
So a little bit of training on those coping skills.
Yes.
Yeah, and awareness, as you said last, like, you know, the awareness is very important, that we talk about it, we talk about those warning signs, and I think working on that stigma is also one of the major things that we can do in this area. Doctor, if you could share with us, I think Cooch Mental Health Foundation has been one of the NGOs that I know who have worked towards this cause of suicide prevention, and if you could share with us some of your experiences and the work that has happened in this area in the last 2-3 years.
The Cooch Suicide Prevention Program started off in 2012, and we have been working at different levels of prevention. At the first level is the broad level of awareness generation, where we've just been trying to send the message across that suicide is a preventable condition. At the second level, we have these stress buster workshops and programs where we try to build in coping mechanisms within students and college going students. At the third level, it's for people who are actually contemplating of suicide, to provide them the help at that time, and that help is through the helpline, where they could call us up at between Monday to Friday 3 to 7 on 225-2525, and it gives them a chance to actually ventilate. We also have the e-counseling service through our Facebook page called You Matter by Cooch. We've started off in this last year actively having gatekeeper workshops, and through the gatekeeper workshops we're training people to be, we're training them in the skills required in detection and assessment of someone with who are possibly having suicidal ideas. And we do this for anyone who's interested. Anyone can attend this workshop. It can be for teachers, for students, for parents, anyone across sections. Anyone who's interested to understand and to learn what to do with it, to do with someone who is having a suicidal idea, can attend this kind of gatekeeper workshop. suicide prevention is not the work of only one NGO, one person, and it is the work, it's across all sections of society. I think everyone has a responsibility there, whether it's a young person, whether it's a teacher, whether it's the police, whether it's the media. I think it's everyone's business, and together I think we need to come together and to brainstorm ideas, you know, and how we can actually take this whole thing ahead. I think everyone wants the same thing for Goa. Everyone wants to have a state where the rate of suicide is very, very low, or even zero. It would be fantastic.
Yeah, it's not only the responsibility of the government or an NGO or an educationist, it's the responsibility that each and every one of us you know, need to take, and in building a very compassionate society. I think that is something that's going to help, and you know, even in dealing that stigma that we are talking about. So if we have a more compassionate society, that will definitely help.
Like this yellow ribbon that we are wearing?
Would you like to tell something about the yellow?
It signifies ask for help.
Okay.
You know, so if everyone wants to take part in the suicide prevention campaign or the Go Yellow campaign, they can just wear this ribbon and say, this ribbon suggests that I am there for you. Ask for help and I am there for you.
Yes. So with that note, I thank you, Dr. Ria and Dr. Peter, for coming here. I think our viewers are definitely you know, much more informed today. They have really gained a lot of information through this conversation that we have had. But yes, this one message that we would like to give you is suicide is preventable, and we all need to work towards it. Before we leave, we have Donna Rorona, who is the coordinator for the suicide prevention program of Cooch Mental Health Foundation.
Namaskar, I'm Donna and I work with Cooch. We handle the suicide prevention program. What is the prevention program all about? If you would look here, it says Go Yellow. Go Yellow signifies the color that we represent for suicide prevention. Well, Cooch is doing numerous activities, and on the 15th of August, we started this Yellow Festival. What are we doing? We're reaching out to colleges, schools, NGOs, organizations, and we have teamed up with a lot of partners. Each of them, we try to promote suicide prevention simply because this is becoming a problem in Goa. Right now, as we speak here and we have this program, we would like to reach out to so many people and tell them that there are people who are suffering. Ask for help, reach out, talk to a neighbor, talk to a friend, and in spite of that, you cannot find anybody, then you can always call in. Cooch has its own helpline number which runs from 3 to 7, Monday to Friday. Well, all I would like to say is, let us become a more human society. Let us reach out to numerous people who are out there, who are suffering and who are in severe turmoil and pain. Many times we do not recognize the signs and the warnings, and then later on we regret that maybe if we only knew, we could have done better. Still, be part of the Go Yellow campaign. Reach out to more and more people. Call us and we will be there to help you.